The captain was a tall, dignified man in his mid-50s. Howie always thought he looked like a Hispanic Clark Gable, except for his sour expression and leathery neck. He was a dry man, arid as the desert, dry wit, dry skin, and dry conversation. "We found the Cherokee on the north side of town," he said. "Ran out of gas. No sign of Lou, though. Too bad. We'll get him in the end. Just hate to drag out the pain." The captain stayed in the front yard to secure the crime scene. Howie guided Jack around to his back patio, since the inside of his cabin was in shambles and did not offer much hospitality. He sat Jack down on a canvas chair and then perched himself on a low adobe wall. "Did he get the computer?" Jack asked. "Yeah, I'm afraid so." "You made some backup files, I trust." Howie sighed, but there was nothing to do but admit the truth. "Jack, just as I was falling asleep, it occurred to me that Aria's laptop was a real time bomb, if you'll excuse the expression. In the morning I was planning to copy everything from her hard drive onto a few backup disks, but I hadn't gotten around to it yet." "So Lou got everything then, and we got nothing." Howie had to agree that this was the situation. It was almost as if Aria had been made to vanish a second time, along with all her words and research. "I still don't understand how Lou's car just exploded like that," Howie said. "Would they be able to tell if it was a bomb?" "Of course. Explosives leave behind specific chemical residues. Most bombers don't know this, but generally about 95% of an explosive device survives the blast. In small pieces, of course, sometimes very small pieces. But a good crime lab can do wonders with fragments. Right now, Ed will be trying to make a secure perimeter around the car, so in the morning they can do a proper search. But I have to tell you, Howie, it's very strange when this device exploded." "I can assure you it happened just in the nick of time for me." Yes, but car bombs are generally set to go off when the ignition is turned on, or by remote control. The idea is for one to be inside the car when it explodes, not for the bomb to go off at some random time of night. If it was random, of course." "It was close to midnight as far as I can reconstruct it," Howie said. "Of course, I wasn't exactly looking at my watch." "Well, there you see the oddness of this. Midnight in San Geronimo is a very quiet time, even for a sheriff. On a normal night, Snyder would have probably been in bed asleep. So if the bomb was set to go off on a timer, why then? And if it was on a remote control, then the perp would have been nearby, probably watching. Maybe he followed Snyder here, I don't know. But why destroy the car when Snyder was inside with you?" "Maybe it was an electronic screw-up," Howie suggested. "A timer that wasn't working right, or maybe it was just meant to be a warning." "A warning?" Jack reflected, pursing his lips thoughtfully. "Well, we'll just have to see." Howie slept on Jack's couch for what remained of the night, since his own cabin had been turned into an active crime scene. At 10 the following morning, Friday morning, they had arranged to meet with Captain Gomez at the San Geronimo State Police substation, an ugly cement block building that stood next to a Texaco station on the south side of town. Law enforcement in San Geronimo was a confusion of too many cooks in a very small kitchen. This was how Jack usually put it, at least. In descending order of competence, there was the New Mexico State Police, a small organization. There were only 452 troopers in the entire state, but they were quite professional, Jack's assessment. From here, things went downhill fast. The San Geronimo County Sheriff's Department, led by an elected sheriff, which had jurisdiction throughout the county, but not, theoretically, within the actual town. That honor fell to the San Geronimo Police Department, which ruled the town with a fine combination of macho bravado and ineptitude. The most recent scandal concerned the money from the town's parking meters, which had a strange way of disappearing without a trace. Next came the San Geronimo Pueblo Tribal Police, who had jurisdiction on the Indian reservation, but little actual power to do much, except hand out speeding tickets and keep the tourists off the sacred parts of their land. When an actual felony occurred on Indian land, it was handled by a federal agency, usually the FBI or the BIA, the Bureau of Bashing Indians Around, as it was called locally. To complete this law enforcement stew, there was also Fish and Game and the forest rangers assigned to caretake the